The Exposition of Karma, Part 2, verse 120. What kind of person has exhausted their actions but not their lifespan? A person who was happy at first and becomes unhappy in the future, or a person who was unhappy at first and in the future becomes happy. This kind of person is someone who has exhausted their actions but not their lifespan. What kind of person has exhausted both their actions and their lifespan? A person who dies as a hell being and is reborn as an animal, a person who dies as an animal and is reborn in the realm of ghosts, a person who dies as a ghost and is reborn as an asura, a person who dies as an asura and is reborn as a human being, and a person who dies as a human being and is reborn as a god. This kind of person has exhausted both their actions and their lifespan. What kind of person has exhausted neither their lifespan nor their actions, but has exhausted the kleshas? A stream enterer, a once returner, a non-returner, and an arhat. This kind of person has exhausted neither their lifespan nor their actions, but has exhausted the kleshas. What kind of person is well in body, but unhappy in mind? A worldly, ordinary person who has acquired merit is well in body, but not in his mind. For example, the brahmin, the householder, the king, mandata, and so forth in the country of Magadha. This kind of person is well in body, but unhappy in his mind. What kind of person is happy in mind, but unwell in body? For example, the arhat Karmasha, who was happy in mind, but unwell in body. Or, in the same manner, the noble Shonotara, who, in a former life, gave a ball made of cow dung mixed with cowhage to a Pracheka Buddha for his bath. Through the complete ripening of this action, he suffered from leprosy spreading all over his body. The following verse is said to illustrate this. Acts are more powerful when their objects are precious. When under their sway, I will experience suffering. Or consider, for instance, Jangya Kashapa. When a certain Pracheka Buddha came to Benares, Jangya Kashapa thought, I will offer him a meal. Then, after a long time, he offered food after the appropriate mealtime had passed. Through this action, in a future time, when he had become a noble person himself, while going on his morning alms round, he arrived too late to obtain any food. A person like this is happy in mind, but unwell in body. What kind of person is well in both body and mind? An arhat who has destroyed the contaminants and who has accumulated merit. For example, Bakula, the son of the king Dharmayashas, roared this lion's roar. In the 80 years since I have gone forth, I have not even experienced a light headache. In the past, he was a perfume seller in Benares. There he offered medicine to cure the sick to the Buddha Krakuchanda and his sangha of hearers. Also, he once gave a myrobalan fruit to an arhat. Through the karmic ripening of these actions, he was free from illness and obtained perfect health. This kind of person is well in both body and mind. What kind of person is not well in both body and mind? An ordinary person who has not accumulated any merit, roves about other people's homes, has no family or kin, and is without clothes, food, and drink. This person furthermore suffers from diseases like leprosy, chronic cough, dysentery, ulcers, skin rashes, and so forth. Or this person is missing limbs, such as a foot or a hand, or is blind. Such a person is unwell in body and in mind. What kind of person has a pleasing body that is beautiful, shiny, of brilliant color, handsome, and lovely to look at despite being reborn in the lower realms? A wicked person, whose wickedness is due to desire, who is reborn in the lower realms, for example, the peacock, the parrot, the thrush, the goose, the ruddy shell-duck, and so forth. In this way, when a person behaves wickedly due to desire, they will have a pleasing body that is beautiful, shiny, of brilliant color, attractive, and lovely to look at, despite being reborn in the lower realms. What kind of person is reborn in the lower realms with an unpleasant appearance, rough-skinned and unattractive? A wicked person, whose wickedness is due to hatred, who is reborn in the lower realms, for example, the tiger, the lion, the raven, the jackal, the bear, the spectacled cobra, ghosts, flesh-eating demons, and so forth. In this way, when a person behaves wickedly due to hatred, they will be reborn in the lower realms and with an unpleasant appearance, rough-skinned and unattractive. What kind of person is reborn in the lower realms in a foul-smelling place, with underdeveloped and slow faculties? A wicked person whose wickedness is due to ignorance, who is reborn in the lower realms, for example, the muskrat, vermin, the constrictor, the louse, the black honeybee, and other bugs, as well as the 20 kinds of worms living in the human body. Such a person is reborn in the lower realms, in foul-smelling places, with underdeveloped and slow faculties. There are 10 courses of action that are non-virtuous. What are the 10? There are 3 actions of the body, 4 actions of speech, and 3 actions of the mind. The karmic ripening of those 10 non-virtuous courses of action causes the 10 kinds of external things to deteriorate. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of killing, the earth loses its vitality and luster. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will have a short lifespan. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of stealing, hail, birds, locusts, mice, vermin, and so forth will appear on the earth and eat the crops. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will experience the loss of one's wealth. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of sexual misconduct, bad-smelling herbs and forests will grow on the earth. The karmic result equivalent to the action is entering the state of a prosperous layman or laywoman. In this regard, there are 3 avadanas: the avadana of Shvavapada, the avadana of Susudi, the unfaithful wife of the king of Benares, and the avadana of Kalodayin in his former rebirth in Devatarana. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of lying come diseases of the mouth and throat, bad breath, and so forth. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will be deceived by lies. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of slander, painful sensations arise from the touch of pebbles and gravel on the ground. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one's servants and retinue are likely to be divisive. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of harsh speech, winds carrying dust and dirt will rise, and heavy rains and so forth will fall to the ground. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will hear unpleasant sounds and see unpleasant sights. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of idle talk, high and low grounds, deep valleys, ravines, precipices, and so forth will materialize. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that no one will believe one's words. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of covetousness, fruits, as well as the seed heads of barley, wheat, and so forth, will be small. These and other faults of awn and stalk will be rife. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one's possessions will be carried off by strangers. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of malice, the field crops and fruits will be pungent and bitter. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will see repulsive things. Through the karmic ripening of the non-virtuous action of wrong views, small fruits that are poisonous and putrid smelling and so forth, or no fruits at all, will appear. The karmic result equivalent to the action is that one will be a nihilist and believe in the treatises of the nihilists, the wrong view of annihilation, or that of the materialists, and other wrong views. The more one cultivates the courses of the 10 non-virtuous actions, the stronger they become. Therefore, during the eon of the universe's dissolution, even if there are sesame seeds, no sesame oil can be produced. Even if there is sugarcane, no sugarcane juice can be produced. Even if there is sugarcane juice, no sugarcane molasses and no sugar can be produced. Even if one has a cow, it will not produce any milk. And even if one has milk, no butter will be produced. In this way, as an effect of the karmic ripening of the 10 non-virtuous actions, external things will deteriorate. By way of correctly adopting the 10 virtuous courses of action, the external world will thrive. What are the 10? Through the karmic ripening of giving up killing living beings, the productivity and vitality of the soil will not be lacking. Through the karmic ripening of giving up stealing, no mice and worms will appear, and no hail and no famines, and so forth, will occur. Through the karmic ripening of giving up sexual misconduct, no deposit of dirt and dust, no wind, and no torrential rains will occur. Through the karmic ripening of giving up lying, no unpleasant smells will occur. Through the karmic ripening of giving up slander, ravines, precipices, swamps, cesspits, and ditches will not appear. Through the karmic ripening of giving up harsh speech, one's feet will not come into contact with pebbles, gravel, and potsherds. Through the karmic ripening of giving up trivial talk, no thickets of grass, impenetrable forests, or thickets of thorns will appear. Through the karmic ripening of giving up covetousness, field crops and so forth will always bear fruit. Through the karmic ripening of giving up ill will, harvests will be abundant, and the fruits and seeds will not be bitter and pungent. Through the karmic ripening of giving up wrong views, one will not get seeds that produce no or only very small fruits. By way of properly engaging in these 10 virtuous courses of action, the 10 external kinds of things will flourish. Now, regarding killing, one should know that 10 evil consequences will ensue. What are the 10? One will have many enemies. One will see repugnant things. One will have immoral thoughts that will lead to the destruction of living beings. One will sleep feeling uneasy. One will wake up feeling uneasy. One will have bad dreams. At the time of one's death, one's mind will be clouded. One will feel remorse. One will do and accumulate actions that lead to a short lifespan. And after one has died, one will fall into the lower realms of existence, into evil destinies. One will be reborn in the hell realms. Regarding stealing, one should know that there are 10 evil consequences. What are the 10? One will receive enmity. One will have qualms. One will wander about at inappropriate times, for instance at night time. One will associate with bad friends. One will be abandoned by good friends. One's ethics will be faulty. One will receive harm through regal punishment. One will receive harm through penalty. one will do and accumulate actions that lead to being bereft of one's wealth, and after one has died, one will fall into the lower realms of existence, into evil destinies. One will be reborn in the hell realms. Regarding sexual misconduct, one should know that there are 10 evil consequences. What are the 10? Those who sleep with others' wives will likely be attacked by Mara. There will be quarrelling with one's partner. One's non-virtuous characteristics will increase. One's virtuous characteristics will starkly diminish, and eventually they will be lost completely. One will be unable to hide and to protect oneself. One's children, one's wife, or one's wealth. One will have pangs of conscience. One will not be trusted by one's close friends, family members, paternal relatives, or maternal relatives. One will do and accumulate actions that will lead to committing adultery and the like, and after one has died, one will fall into the lower realms of existence, into evil destinies. One will be reborn in the hell realms. Regarding lying, one should know that there are 10 evil consequences. What are the 10? One will have bad breath. The deities will leave one's body. Non-human beings will seek an opportunity to harm. Even when one speaks the truth, as a liar, one will not be trusted. One will speak even more lies. In matters that one must accept on faith, one will not think it necessary to consult the experts. One will praise, extol, and voice untruth. Poetry will be non-existent. One's words will not be received sympathetically. One will do and accumulate the action of slandering. And after one has died, one will fall into the lower realms of existence, into evil destinies. One will be reborn in the hell realms. Regarding the loss of mindfulness induced by drinking beer made from fermented barley and other intoxicating liquors, 36 evil consequences should be known. What are the 36? In this lifetime, one's wealth will be lost. One will become a ground for disease. Quarrels, fights, and conflicts will increase. One will expose oneself. One will disgrace oneself. One's intelligence will deteriorate. One will not obtain new possessions. One will completely lose the possessions that one has acquired. One will preach secrets in public. One will fail in carrying out one's duties. One will become a source of suffering for others. One will become weak. One will have disrespect toward one's mother. One will have disrespect toward one's father. One will have disrespect toward Shramanas. One will have disrespect towards Brahmanas. One will pay no respect to the head of the family. One will have no reverence toward the Buddha. One will have no reverence toward the Dharma. One will have no reverence toward the Sangha. One will be associated with bad friends. One will be completely abandoned by virtuous friends. One will become shameless. One will become immodest. One will become someone who has no self-control. One's mindfulness with regard to women will fail. One will appear unattractive to many. One will be in disharmony with many people. One will be loathed by one's paternal and maternal relatives and the noble ones. One will ardently embrace what is not the true Dharma. One ardently abandons the true Dharma. One will not want to pay attention to the experts. One will indolent regarding what one should be careful about. One will be far away from nirvana. One will do and accumulate actions that lead to intoxication. And after one has died, one will fall into the lower realms of existence, into evil destinies. One will be reborn in the hell realms. There are 10 blessings of paying homage at a Tathagata's stupa with one's palms joined in reverence. What are the 10? One will obtain birth in a distinguished family, an excellent body, and a large entourage of servants. and one will receive plentiful offerings and veneration. One will obtain extensive wealth, great erudition, great faith, an excellent fragrance, great intelligence, and great wisdom. These are the 10 blessings of paying homage at a Tathagata's stupa with one's palms joined in reverence. There are 10 blessings of prostrating to a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One's body will be pleasing and will have a colour like that of gold. It will be attractive and lovely to behold. One will have a pleasant voice, and one's words will be creditable. One will move fearlessly in an assembly. One will be dear to gods and humans. One will be a very charismatic person with considerable prestige. The Buddha Bhagavans, the Bodhisattvas, and the Buddha's hearers will be one's company. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of prostrating at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of sweeping at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One's body will be pleasing, a pleasure to look at, and beautiful, and one will have a pleasant voice. One's attachment, hatred, and ignorance will diminish. When one walks on a path, there will be no grass, gravel, or pebbles. One will be born into a noble family. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of sweeping at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a parasol at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will be like a parasol in the world. One's body will never be scorched by heat. One's mind, too, will not be distressed. One will become a support for the world. One will do and accumulate actions that lead to becoming a sovereign. One will obtain the empire of a wheel-turning monarch. One will become a powerful notability. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a parasol at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a bell at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One's body will be pleasing. One will have a pleasant voice. One will speak charmingly. One's speech will become like the voice of the Karmavibhaṅga bird. One's words will be received sympathetically. One will become exceedingly happy. One will hear delightful, sublime sounds. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven. One will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a bell at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a flag at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will be like a victory banner in the world. One's close friends, family members, paternal relatives, and maternal relatives will show one respect, and one will be revered, venerated, and worshipped by them. One's glory, praise, renown, and good reputation will manifest in all directions. One will have a pleasing body and will be a pleasure to look at and beautiful. In one's future lives, one will have a long lifespan and one will stay long. One will become a powerful notability. One will be born into a noble family. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a flag at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 12 blessings of offering garments at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 12? One will be beautiful and lovely to behold. One will have skin that is soft, silken, and fine. Dust and dirt will be unable to stick to one's body. One will possess fine carpets. One will possess fine clothes. One will have a conscience. One will be endowed with decorum. One will be delightful to look at. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 12 blessings of offering garments at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a flower at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will become like a flower in the world. One's sense of smell will never deteriorate. One's body will never smell bad. One's body will exude fragrance. The fine fragrance of moral discipline will pervade the cardinal and intermediate directions. Worldly deities will gather and surround one. One will obtain all attractive qualities. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a flower at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a garland at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will become garland-like in the world. One's body will never smell bad. The fine fragrance of moral discipline will pervade the cardinal and intermediate directions. One will always be fragrant. One will always be adorned. One's entourage will be undivided. One will be appealing to women. One will enjoy vast resources. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a garland at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering a light at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will become like a lamp in the world. One's physical eyes will be completely purified. One will become clairvoyant. The wisdom to discriminate virtuous and non-virtuous qualities will emerge. Ignorance and the darkness of mental obscuration will be cleared away. The light of wisdom will dawn. Even while wandering in samsara, one will not be in darkness. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a lamp at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering scented water at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One will become perfume-like in the world. One's sense of smell will be completely purified. One's body will never smell bad. One will always be fragrant. One's body will be pleasing. Worldly deities will gather and surround one. One will obtain all attractive qualities. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering scented water at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 10 blessings of offering music and cymbals at a Tathagata's stupa. What are the 10? One's body will be pleasing and lovely to behold. One will have a pleasant voice. One's speech will be charming. One will be famous. One's words will be creditable. One will always be joyful. One will obtain an exalted voice that pleases all. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering music and cymbals at a Tathagata's stupa. There are 18 blessings of erecting a Tathagata stupa. What are the 18? One will be born in a noble family. One's body will be pleasing. It will be beautiful and a feast for the eyes. One will become a powerful notability. One will have a very large retinue. One's entourage will be undivided. One will have great prosperity. Worldly deities will gather and surround one. One will become a support for all. One's glory, renown, and good reputation will spread throughout the 10 directions. One will be celebrated by gods and humans. One will possess great riches and wealth. One will obtain the empire of a wheel-turning monarch. One's lifespan will be long. One will have an adamantine body. One will be endowed with the major and minor physical marks. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 18 blessings of erecting a Tathagata stupa. What are the 10 blessings of offering a cushioned seat? One will enter a high rank in the world. One will become praiseworthy. One's glory, praise, renown, and good reputation will spread far and wide. One will have much happiness and satisfaction of mind. One will be furnished with a carriage, a cushioned seat, and servants. Worldly deities will gather and surround one. One will have great prosperity. One will become a powerful notability. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a cushioned seat. What are the 10 blessings of offering shoes? One will never lack a carriage. One's legs will be well formed. One will persevere when traveling on a road. One's body will not get tired. When walking, one's feet will not be injured by thorns, gravel, or rocks. One will obtain magical powers. One will have servants. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering shoes. What are the 10 blessings of offering a bowl? One will become like a container for all good qualities of the world. One's complexion will be radiant. One's mind stream will be supple. One will not suffer thirst. If thirsty, water will appear. One will not be reborn among the ghosts. One will be dear to gods and humans. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a bowl. What are the 10 blessings of offering food? One will have a long life. One will have a beautiful appearance. One will be powerful. One will possess good memory and will be quick-witted. One will move intrepidly in an assembly. One will easily sway the assembly in one's favor. One will be dear to gods and humans. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering food. What are the 10 blessings of offering a vehicle? One's feet will always be youthful. One will be sure-footed. When walking, the body will not get tired. One will be happy. One will not have many enemies. One will obtain the excellent 4 bases of magic powers. One will never be short of a means of transportation. One will have servants. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a vehicle. The blessings of giving shelter are many. What are they? The one who gives shelter will be fearless. One will obtain very soft mats and clothes, and one will obtain the 5 objects of sensual pleasures of gods and humans. If someone should wish, "May I be born into a family of a great and exalted royal lineage," or "May I be born into a family of a great and exalted brahmin lineage," or "May I be born into a family of a great and exalted householder lineage," then this wish will be fulfilled. Should one wish, "May I become the chief of a village," or "May I become the chief of a town," or "May I become the chief of a large city," or "May I become chieftain of a remote border city," or "May I become ruler of a vassal kingdom," or "May I become a powerful monarch," then this wish will be fulfilled accordingly. Should one wish, "May I become the sovereign of one continent," or "May I become the sovereign of 2 continents," or "May I become the sovereign of 3 continents," or "May I become a wheel-turning monarch," then one's wish will be fulfilled. Should one wish, "May I be born having equal status with the devas belonging to the retinue of the 4 great kings," then this wish will be fulfilled. Or the wish, may I be born having equal status with the devas of the heaven of the 33, the devas of the Yama class, the devas of the heaven of joy, the devas of the heaven of delighting in emanations, and the devas of the heaven of mastery over others' emanations, will be fulfilled. Should one wish, may I be born having equal status with devas belonging to Brahma's retinue, then this wish will be fulfilled. Or the wish, may I be born having equal status with the devas of the heavens called Brahma's ministers, great Brahmas, limited radiance, boundless radiance, luminous radiance, limited virtue, boundless virtue, perfect virtue, cloudless, abundance of merit, great fruit, none greater, sorrowless, beautiful, delightful appearance, and those of the highest heaven, will be fulfilled. Should one wish, may I be born having equal status with the devas belonging to the sphere of infinity of space, the sphere of infinity of consciousness, the sphere of nothingness, and the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception, then this wish will be fulfilled. Should one wish, may I attain the fruit of becoming a stream enterer, then this wish will be fulfilled. Should one wish, may I attain the fruit of becoming a once returner, a non-returner, and an arhat, and may I attain the awakening of a Pratyeka Buddha, then this wish will be fulfilled. Should one wish, may I completely awaken to the unsurpassed, completely perfect awakening, then this wish will be fulfilled. These are the many blessings of offering shelter. What are the 10 blessings of offering a beverage? All one's sense faculties will be complete. One will have a bright forehead, and one's face will be as if always smiling. One will be endowed with merit. One's mind stream will be supple. One will not suffer thirst. Even when thirsty, water will appear. One will not be reborn as a ghost. One will have great prosperity. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of offering a beverage. What are the 10 blessings of monastic renunciation? The one who renounces will not hanker after offspring, a spouse, or riches. One will not be in the grip of desire. One will delight in living in a forest as a recluse. One will be devoted to the Buddha. One will avoid the realm of Mara. One will thoroughly strive for those qualities that cause one to obtain the happy, higher realms of existence, and avoid those qualities that cause one to fall into the lower realms of existence. One will desire nothing, either from gods or from humans. One will always become a nun or monk in the Buddha's teaching. One will be reborn in heaven, and one will quickly attain complete nirvana. These are the 10 blessings of monastic renunciation. What are the 10 blessings of retreating to the forest life? One will leave behind society. One will resort to strict seclusion. One's mind will focus on contemplation. One will aspire to the state of the Buddha Bhagavans. Joy, happiness, and gladness will arise in the body. Obstacles will not occur. One will develop full understanding of the meaning of the Dharma as one has received it. One will reach calm abiding, and one will reach insight. These are the 10 blessings of retreating to the forest life. What are the 10 blessings of living on alms? One will become accustomed to walking. One will become familiar with one's alms round. One's arrogance will be cut off. One applies oneself purposefully for one's gain. One will firmly establish others in virtue. One will elucidate the teachings of the Buddha. One will make them shine for future generations. One will not cause harm for one's companions in the holy life. One will establish a humble attitude, and for the well-disciplined ascetic, alms will manifest without obstruction. What are the 10 blessings of the 10 kinds of confidence? With confidence, one enters a village. With confidence, one leaves the village. With confidence, one enters into homes. With confidence, one teaches the Dharma in an assembly. With confidence, one appears among the Sangha. With confidence, one approaches one's preceptor and teacher. With confidence, one approaches one's disciples with kind thoughts. With confidence, one uses one's permitted possessions, robes, begging bowl, bedding and medicine to cure illnesses. With confidence, one loudly performs one's recitations, and with confidence, one passes away at the time of death. Brahmin youth, it is like this. Beings are owners of their own actions. They originate from their actions. They are heirs of their actions, and they take action as their refuge. Beings are divided into high, middle, and low by their actions. From now on, honor what I have said. When the Buddha had finished this discourse on Dharma, the Brahmin youth Śuka developed faith in the Bhagavan and said, Gautama, when you intend to go to the houses of other lay people in Shravasti, I beg you to consider also going to the house of my father, the Brahmin Taudeya. This will lead to happiness and benefit in the house of the Brahmin Taudeya for a long time. By remaining silent, the Bhagavan consented to the Brahmin youth Śuka's request. Then, when the Brahmin youth Śuka recognized that the Bhagavan had consented through silence, he was delighted about the Bhagavan's teachings. Having rejoiced, he departed from the Bhagavan. The exposition of karma is complete.